we need to go ahead and duplicate this canvas. We can do this by going to Image. You want to go down to Duplicate, and then you want to rename this one to CMYK at the end. This stands for cyan. We have magenta, yellow, and K means black. And now that we've got ourselves a duplicate, we can switch back to the first one. And basically the way that this works is we have Channels tab right here. Now, as you may know, in order to have all of this color be displayed as normal, you have your red channel, green channel, and blue channel, which are all combined together to give you the overall RGB. By switching over to the CMYK, we can go to Image and then set the second canvas to this mode right here. You want to go ahead and press OK. And as you can see, we now have a lot more channels compared to before. We have the cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Now, when it comes to calculations, what we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, have a look, see which channel has the most contrast between the background and the object. You want to make your object as dark as possible and the background as bright as possible. So by looking at this, you can see blue is definitely the best one out of the other channels. You want to do the same for the second canvas, and you want to have a look, once again, see which one is the best. And by looking at this, you can see yellow is by far better compared to the other ones. The reason why we're doing it with calculations is because we can now go to Image and we can go down to Calculations. What this will do is this will combine the best channel from the RGB with the best channel from the CMYK and put it together to make one great channel. We need to select source 1, which is this one. We need to select source 2, and you want to select the best channel right here. You can also select the layer. By default, it's going to be background, and we have the blue one for the RGB, and we have the yellow for the CMYK. But to simplify this and to keep it as short as possible, you have yourself the blending options right here, and this will determine exactly how you're going to blend your two channels together. So for example, if you're looking to get the most brightness and the most contrast, let's say that you're focusing on the really bright colors, you would set it to something like screen. If you're looking to add them together, like we are, if you set it to add, this will add the blue channel with the yellow channel to give you this result right here. Now you also have the opacity, offset, and scale. So by default, you have a luminosity on your channel. So let's say, for example, this one is 200 and this one is 100. What it will do is it will add the 200 to the 100 and then it will divide it by scale. Scale can go between 1 and 2. So at the moment, 1 isn't going to make much of a difference. But if we switch it to 1.5, you can see there is a big difference if we set this one to 0. This one will bring a lot more of the gray colors visible and bring those details back. So we want a scale of 1, and we can also start to offset this, and this will now subtract it from this calculation right here. And as you can see, this will now start to make everything nice and dark. Now you want to be careful because the maximum is -255, which is all great. But the only problem with this is the higher the number, the more aggressive it's going to be. And you will end up with pixelation. You will sometimes have a lot of scattered dots. So you want to find a good balance of, let's say, around -222. Now the opacity, this one is how much you wanted to blend them together. So if you only wanted 50%, you can set it in here. If you wanted to, you can also invert this. So like I said before, if you're looking for the opposite effect, you can invert both of these and you can actually focus and make these ones bright. Once you're happy with the results, you can set it to new channel. Go ahead and press OK once you're happy with the settings. And there we go. We now have a new Alpha 1 channel right here. If you press Control or Command and L, and in here, what we can do is we can use the eyedropper and focus on the brightest points on this image. You can also select the darkest points as well with the dark eyedropper. And you can also manually edit this if you want to and create your own contrast. So we're going to drag this one slightly in, right up to here. Go ahead and press OK. And there we go. We now have a lot higher contrast. Now from here, we also have certain areas, for example, the little river bit right here, or the lake, which these areas definitely need to be included. So to fix this, we can use the brush tool. You want to set it to 100% for the hardness. And by using a black color, you can increase the brush size and then just paint it onto here. If you paint it with black, this will keep the details. Sometimes there will be finer details, like this building, which you will need to use something like the polygonal lasso tool. You would get yourself a selection. You want to go all the way around and then connect it back up. By using the brush tool, we can paint it onto here. And there we go. You can spend a lot longer on this if you wanted to really fix up those details. You can go ahead and hold Control, left click on the thumbnail, go back onto the RGB, go onto your layer, and if you hold Alt or Option key, you can get yourself a mask, and this will mask out the background. So far, everything looks decent, but once we start to add a solid color underneath, you can start to see some of the imperfections and the areas that we need to fix. Starting with the first one, which is to correct any transparent areas. You can either use the polygonal lasso tool like before, or you can use the brush tool. And by editing this layer, all you need to do is selecting a white color. You can also preview this by holding Alt and then left clicking on here, and this will only show you the mask. So from here, we would just simply correct this. We would fix it up and make it look how it's supposed to be. And there we go. You can see that's looking a lot better now. And then sometimes you will also have another problem. If we switch this back to black for the color, you can see we have a really harsh looking rough edge on this bush right here. One of the easiest and most simplest way to fix this is by using the polygonal lasso tool. You would select the mask, get yourself a nice big selection, going all the way around, and then connect it back up. Once you've connected it back up, you can go to Filter, go down to Other, and get yourself a minimum. What this will do is this will focus up on removing those harsh edges. And as you can see, this is the before and after. It just makes a huge difference. If you set the preserve to roundness, you can also have decimal points, and you can set this to 1.4. We can definitely stick with that. And once again, if you wanted to, you can continue using the brush tool. By using a black color, you can subtract it from here and manually edit this as well. Another problem that you will also have is the color cast. Now, as you can see on the edges, it is really harsh on the tree line and on the building as well. So to fix this, the quickest way is to hold Control, get yourself a selection of the mask. You want to go to the second tool, go to Select a Mask, and then in here, if you scroll down to the bottom, you can take the option that will say Decontaminate Colors. What this will do is this will focus up on fixing up those miscolored areas and the color splash. You can set it to a new layer with Layer Mask and then press OK.